guys, welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Bruce and today I want to start a new series of videos in which I analyze your gameplay. If you're interested in more World of Tanks reviews and gameplay, go to YouTube and search for World of Tanks with Bruce to get all of my videos, or click on the subscribe button. In addition to this, you can now also support me on Patreon, so feel free to follow this link and become a patron. And now, let's go. Today's video was sent by It's a Dude, so thank you for sending me your replay. If you guys want me to review and analyze your gameplay, then send your replay to wotwithbruceooo@gmx.de. After today's replay, I will show you how you can download replays and send them to me. Keep in mind that your video should either be a loss or at least gameplay which could need some improvement, because after all, we all want to learn something out of it. Now, having that said, let's start with the gameplay. Alright, here we are in the game. Once again, thank you for sending us your replay. And let's take all the time we need in order to analyze the situation. So you are in a tier 6 matchup, you are top tier. And you know what, before we start with the game and keep analyzing the situation, let's take a look at the map and what options we have. Spawning on Redshire in the south, the situation usually looks like this, and with the light tank you have several options. Now, if you are in a top tier situation, I would go right here to this spot, because this spot enables you to spot basically all this part of the map. So you will spot every enemy tank that is moving to this flank, which is very useful for your team. Now, the other option that you have is to go right here. Let me show you right here, in order to spot all the enemy tanks that are proceeding towards this heavy lane, so that your TDs and medium tanks can open crossfire to this situation. But if you ask me, I would prefer this position, because it's a much safer way to open up the game, and it is very helpful for your team. Alright, so let us now continue to analyze the situation, and I'm slowing down the time on purpose so that we can make a thorough assessment of the game. So first of all, what can we see? We have 3 light tanks in the game, and we have 2 times artillery and quite some tank destroyers, and we have no heavy tank whatsoever in the game. This is actually not very untypical for this tier. So you are in a top tier situation. There are 4 top tier tanks, however there are only 2 light tanks and then 1 tank destroyer plus an artillery. So the rest is medium tier or even low tier, and so your firepower of your tank is one of the strongest in the game. So you should really play an active role in this game, this is for sure. And so yeah, let's continue actually the game. So my game plan, as I said, would be to go to this position and try to spot all the enemy tanks that are going to this side. Not only do we have no heavy tank in the game, so chances are that there are only few tanks going to the typical heavy tank position, which is right here. And so let us see how it goes. The AMX 12T does have an autoloader gun, however the damage per minute is very low due to the very long reload time. Yeah, looks like you are actually going to the same position, which I personally like. And now let us slow down here. So first of all, as you can see, there are 2 tank destroyers going to the right hand side. The rest of our team is more or less proceeding to the left hand side, so good for us, because I'm saying us, but I mean you. So good for you, because you can now spot here and use all your tanks of your team in order to basically shoot at the tanks that you are spotting, which is very good. The other important information that you can receive right now is that most likely, depending on where the enemy tanks go, this flank will maybe not be defended for a very long time. So let's see how it goes. Now, in this position, this is a very aggressive position, so chances are that you might be pushed out by a player who does not care about his, let's say, his hit points. However, I would do the same because you are in a top tier position, and so your firepower is actually one of the highest in the game. Now, what I can see immediately is I would reduce the speed of the mouse when you are aiming, and I can show this to you later on in the game settings. Because for me it looks like this is a little bit too fast for you in order to precisely aim at your opponents. So one thing right here, and I will pause the game frequently in order to give you my thoughts on the game. So all of our team went to the left hand side, which is good, but you didn't spot any tank right here. So no enemy tank went over here. Maybe there's a tank hiding in a bush here, or maybe here. However, besides this, there's no enemy tank moving right here. So yes, a very good choice in my opinion to move even further and play more aggressively, and I would go to this bush here. You can knock down the trees, plus there's a bush here. The only thing you have to be afraid of is most likely an enemy light tank is sitting in this bush, so he might be able to spot you, but you can always fall back right here so not to get shot from this position or maybe even this position. Plus, as I said earlier, chances are that the enemy team is most likely pushing this flank because they will have lots of tank on this flank. So let's once again see how it goes. Exactly, that's exactly what I would do as well. And now you are in a very strong position, and so far, in my opinion, everything is working fine. Excellent, you are spotting the gorilla, which is nice. Yeah. I would do the exact same thing, so not expose your position with shooting, but instead just keep spotting the enemies. Yeah. Nice, one shot on the enemy T67, which is a very strong opponent, so good for you that you could take him out. Now, if I was you in this situation, once I shot on the T67, I would have pushed back into cover, just because I would have assumed that somebody would have spotted me, just precautionary in order to save some hit points. This is what you could keep in mind for your future gameplay. However, besides this, everything is fine. I think once again the mouse cursor is a little bit erratic, but I will show you this in the settings after the game. Now let's increase let's make the minimap bigger. Now what happened is, and this happens quite often on Redshire, the north-south game develops into a east-west confrontation. Now, as we know, or as we assumed, the enemy team is already winning this flank. So this means that we in our team have to win the other flank. This is very important. Now there are two things that you can do. I would certainly not go here to the right side of the map, because there are lots of enemy tanks waiting there. So the other thing is to help your team to push the left hand side, so basically where the tank destroyer and the T6 medium tank is. Obviously you can get crossfire from those tanks here while you are moving here, or the other possibility that you have is to play defensively and try to defend this flank, so move down here where the tank destroyers are, maybe even down here to the position of the artillery, and try to defend the map. So those are now the two options, in my opinion, that you have. Okay. So far everything is under control, 4-2, so you are winning. But things can change very, very quickly. And let's see, okay, unfortunately went into the reload. That is, actually I would call it bad luck, because with an autoloader you always have to make one or another decision, and then sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, so not much what you can do. Nice, so you can take out this tank in the middle, which is very good. And now once again I think that you are playing a little bit too passive, because keep in mind you are the tier 6 tank, so your firepower is the highest on in the game. Plus, let me show you something else. So basically every tank of the enemy team except the Wolverine has been spotted. So you know exactly where all the tanks are situated. So let's count every tank. So the M5 Steward is here. Maybe he is relocated, but he doesn't have a good firepower compared to you, so no problem at all. The tank destroyer here is situated right here. The Panzer III was spotted right here, so he is most likely also down here. The Valiant is right here. The FV artillery is somewhere in the back, nothing to worry about. Actually it was spotted here, so yeah, that's fine. And then the light tank, the enemy light tank, is also down here making pressure, so he's most likely also down on this flank. Then the T-52 was spotted right here. Maybe he has relocated, but once again, you don't care too much because of his well, his firepower is not the worst in the game. However, you can definitely win a 1v1 fight. Plus the T-78 is also down here, so you know where every tank is. So you could actually make pressure. You could make pressure right to go here and then on the one lane here and win this engagement right here. Keep in mind the tank destroyer is already basically a two-shot for you. Or you could make pressure here. This is the more risky move, which I would not do right now. So I would go here and help my team to clear out this tank and then maybe make pressure right here. So yeah, let's see. Now he's taken out, nice. So there's only the Valiant in this corner. However, he's a heavy tank, so chances are that, here you go. So the Wolverine is now also spotted, nice shot. See, the advantage of playing in a position in the middle of the map is that obviously you can spot lots of tanks in basically in every direction, plus you can get a shot on every tank. Now the disadvantage is that you can also be taken under fire from basically every direction. So right now you're still staying very, very passively, and in my opinion it is now time to do something. There's the Valiant right here, there's the Matilda right here, plus you could also support the Lux and move down here, but this is the risky gameplay because there are lots of enemy tanks now. Now you choose to make pressure on the Matilda, which is fine, because there are not too many tanks in the game. Taking out a tank is always a good choice. Taking out a gun is always very important. Now you have 3 shots in your autoloader clip. You are reloading, which I think is a good choice because your average damage is 135 now. So that basically means that you could take out the Matilda. However, it is risky. Now, here's the thing. If you move out... Okay, let's pause right here. Now, the thing is, if you move out, I would have waited at least, let's say, an additional 5 seconds so that your clip is already reloaded once you engage the Matilda. This is, in my opinion, very important because you want to surprise him or have the surprising effect as much as possible. Now, in this situation, it is crucial that you use auto-aim. Now, in my opinion, auto-aim is used too often in the game, especially by beginners. However, this is the only situation in which auto-aim is very important and where you should do it, because if you would now have used auto-aim, you could concentrate on your driving rather than having to aim at the enemy tank. The downside of using auto-aim is that auto-aim always connects your reticle to the center of the tank, so not so much a problem right here, but that's just something that you have to keep in mind. But if you use auto-aim, as I said, you can concentrate on your driving, and the only thing you have to then assess is whether this dot is green or not. So only shoot if this dot is green. So if you're basically driving around him, and if your gun is pointing towards the front of the tank, which is usually the strongest part of the armor, then do not shoot. Just wait until you are approaching the side or the rear of the tank, and then keep firing. So this is what you definitely should use. And I set up my mouse buttons so that using auto aim is actually on the mouse key, where I can easily get access to it. Now, obviously, in a tank like the AMX-12T, you have a ton of reload time. I think it's 25 seconds. So what you want to do is you want to empty your clip as soon as possible. As I said, it would have helped you if you had taken another couple of seconds to reload and then moved out, because then you would have been able to instantaneously get out shots on the Matilda. Plus, you could have, as you could have taken the shots earlier, making your clip earlier, you could have fallen back into cover earlier, and you would have remained more HP than compared to right now. So, actually, in this situation, let's pause here real quick. I would not have used the repair kit right now, because you are basically behind cover, so nothing bad about the situation right now. Plus, if you are engaging another tank, you might use your repair kit, and now it takes 83 seconds until the repair kit is reloaded. Now, here's the thing: 2 tanks remaining. We have an artillery plus 3 tanks. You are one shot, which is now very bad, but not too much of a problem because your gun is still in the game. And now the question is, do you want to go for this tank or do you want to go for this tank? Now, in my opinion, you should stay defensively. However, you need to keep in mind that this tank might be operating somewhere. Either he's going this way or he's maybe going towards the town, so chances are that he's appearing right here in the next couple of seconds. Plus, this tank will most likely make pressure, so actually you can either hide here, or you can try to move down here, maybe, and hide in this position, maybe play over here. The goal of you should now be to incorporate those tank destroyers into the game. So let us see. Your clip is almost reloaded, which is good. And now you can certainly stay here. But the thing is, yeah, here you go. Okay, so I think here you're making another mistake. So let's pause here real quick once again. I think in this situation, what you should do is you should hide behind a building. Best case, you're hiding behind a building so that you are also having some cover from this direction. So if the Valiant is moving towards the city, that he cannot take you out, at least not quickly. And then hiding behind some building, or let's say adjacent to a building, so that you can pre-aim this position, get a shot on the T-78, but then also instantaneously move back into cover as soon as you are spotted. Because you are one shot, as soon as he gets one shot on you, you are taken out. So this is very important. And actually, yeah, that's what you're doing right now, which is good. And now, yeah, the Valiant has taken you out. So let us see. So he is now somewhere here, and yeah, that's about it. So in my opinion, the gameplay started very well with a very nice position, and then it's all about assessment on what is going on the minimap. So in this case, in this game, we could clearly see right from the get-go that the enemy tanks will push the right flank and make pressure here. So it is obviously our time to make pressure on the other flank and try to win this game. So in my opinion, that is what you did and you supported your team. However, in my opinion, your gameplay in the middle of the game was a little bit too passive, especially if we consider that you were playing in the AMX-12T, which has the highest firepower in this game. And then yeah, in the end, I think it is just a little bit more experience that you need to gather in World of Tanks. But besides this, I think that the gameplay was actually not too bad. Plus, I once again thank you for sharing your gameplay, because I think we could learn quite a bit out of this gameplay, which is nice. So let us just quickly wait and see what your enemy team is doing. Right here. Oh, sorry. I pushed the wrong button. Let me see. And actually, yeah. So your team is winning the game, which is nice. And yeah, I hope you learned something out of it. And thanks again for sending me your replay. And guys, once again, if you want to send me a replay, stay tuned on this video, because now I will show you how you can send me your replays. So how can you send me your replay? So the first thing you have to do is go to settings, to the general section, and then scroll all the way down and then enable battle recording. So here you can select all, none, or last. I have selected last. And so if you select this, then yeah, the last game is always recorded, and then you can upload it to the homepage. And let me show you this right here. So the next thing you have to do is go to wotwithbruceooo, for example. There might be other pages, but this is the homepage I use. So wotreplays.eu, and then you can upload your replay. You have to first of all log in. Yep, I do have to log in. See, here you go. And so if you have logged in, you can upload the replay. Then just choose the last replay. This is where the games are situated, at least on my PC, and I think you can change those settings. So C, games, World of Tanks, and then replays. And then here you would see all of your replays. If you had selected all, but as I have selected the last replay, then only this one is shown. So I would select now the replay of the last battle, click on open, and then upload the replay. And so yeah, this was already uploaded. Okay, so type in, and then obviously it is already uploaded. Now if it is uploaded, it looks like this, and now you can replay the link. You can download the replay, and then obviously send me the replay, or actually send me the link to your replay. And this is how I can then take your gameplay and analyze it and make a video out of it. So last thing I want to show you is the controls, as I said. And here you can see the sensitivity. That was actually the word I was using for. So here you can see the sensitivity that I am using. So a card aim, then sniper aim, and I even have the sniper aim slightly reduced compared to the card aiming, so that I can really precisely aim at the weak spots of the enemy tank. This is super important. And then as you can see, let me show you, the auto aim is actually on my button. Like you can right now not see the mouse, but I'm playing with a I think it's a, yeah, I can say it's a gaming mouse. And so it is a mouse button on the left hand side, which I can instantaneously push with my thumb, so that I have auto aim available in a split second. So this is how I have set up my game. And then one more thing I want to show you. Like, I always want to have the intra-clip reload shown to me, and I even have this very bright, like this reticle is very bright, and then the timing is also so bright that I can see it in game, so that I have a let's say a number which I can refer to, which I can cross-check, so that I can make a, let's say, a mental calculation how long it will take, and then compare this number to I don't know, for example, to how long I am out of cover, and so on and so forth. So that is another thing I recommend to you.